About that headline, Kirby Smart on his star defensive back, Malachi Starks interception. Maybe one of the best defensive football plays I've ever seen. That comes from a defensive player. Uh, the performance has just been spectacular since he started his first game at Georgia. The numbers don't lie, as they say, and we are really thrilled to say hello to the All-American. Malachi, first of all, thank you. I know this is a bye week, but there's a lot of work to be done. We appreciate you making time for us.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Well, when I know you have to go out and do it every week, but when your coach lavishes that kind of praise on you, do you just look the other way and say he's just trying to get in my head, or you just try to block it out and realize that stuff doesn't matter once the game's over?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think being able to take it in and just realize that it is a compliment, but also realizing that you got to go back to work and continue to do those things that you do and you want to do it at a high level.
He compared you to Champ Bailey. We had a chance to talk to him a couple weeks ago. He's just a college football and NFL Hall of Famer. Not a bad comparison. I realize
Right.
he's a little bit beyond your memory, but he's still an amazing player.
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt. I knew Chip growing up. And he's kind of been like a big uncle to me. And anytime somebody compares you to Champ Bailey, I mean it's not bad at all. So.
Let me start with the obvious, Malachi, the bye week. I know a lot of your teammates have been banged up. It's hard not to be in the SEC. But how has this week gone? Because everyone knows that you can finally look around the corner and see who is next, which is Alabama.
Right. I think the biggest thing is just really taking the time to improve what we need to improve on. Focus on ourselves and grow in the areas that we need to grow in. Like you said, we have Bama around the corner, but we'll get there when it gets there. Right now, we want to continue just to focus on what we have to do to get better and able to be at our best when the time comes.
Let me go back because the narrative is pretty simple about what happened in Lexington. You guys got out of there with a win. I mean, the defense did not give up much. You guys, I think, haven't exactly been scored on very often this year. What was that experience like? You've had a couple of close calls, not many, but that had to be a tight, intense situation Saturday night.
Yeah, it's tough, and it's really tough to win on the road, especially in the SEC. Kentucky they have a really good team, very well coached. Just those are the type of games that you really find out about your team, and what type of team you have, offense and defense. What you can work on, what you need to improve in, your strengths and your weaknesses. And I think just kind of going through that, I think we learn more about our team than we would if the game would have been different. And I think it's only going to be beneficial moving forward.
I realize these are more questions for coaches, but since you're somewhat the coach on the defensive side of the ball, is there an explanation? And I guess it's not really fair to ask you on the defensive side. You only gave up 12 points, but it just seemed like something was off the whole night for the Dogs.
Yeah, I think it's tough. Like I said earlier, it's tough to win on the road in the SEC. Especially in that environment, night game. And I think, it's early in the season, so you really got to find like your rhythm with teams, offense and defense. And I think a bunch of teams are, either have figured that out or in the process of trying to figure that out. And I think we were just in that phase. And just being able to, just kind of lean on each other, stay connected in a hostile environment. I think that helped us towards the end. But I think we gotta get off to a better start, and just be who we are from the snap.
Malachi, I know the preparation will start soon, but there is no game this weekend. First of all, what do you do on a Saturday without playing a game?
That's a great question. I have no idea. I've been trying to figure it out all week. I'm probably just gonna go home. Just chill with my family. Probably watch a game or two. I most Saturdays I'm up and running, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm still trying to figure it out.
You mentioned your family, and I'd be remiss not bringing them up because you've talked so much about them, and so many people have pointed toward your folks, the job that they did in getting you ready against very difficult circumstances. So let's go back a little bit because I know that has shaped a lot of the work you do now with young people. When you reflect on your parents, what comes to mind?
Um, Man, I'm grateful. Very thankful. My parents have taught me things in life that I'll take with me to the day I die, and they continue to teach me things. Even where I'm at now, just having those type of support systems. Not even my parents, but my sister as well. My girlfriend's in that too. Just but like when you think back to my parents, I think like, from day one, just showing me what work ethic really means, and what it means to, be a good person, and realize that like your faith is everything. I think that's huge, and that's something that they've instilled in me. That I'm very grateful for.
And Malachi, I know you've been able to use that to what you're doing now. I mean, you're playing football, of course, but you're an unbelievable role model for many young people. Just recently got selected to the 2024 All-State Good Works team for your community service. Tell us about what you've done and what it has meant to you to try to help people that grew up in similar circumstances.
Yeah, I think it's huge, and I think a big thing that my parents had taught me when I was little is that if and when God blesses you with the ability to be able to give back, it's a responsibility of yours to do that. Be a role model, be somebody that people can look up to. Because what God gives you, He can take it away in just a second. So I think being able just to give that back and just kind of spread His word and be me who I am, be the best version of myself, and be able to, be out in the community. Because like when I was younger, I saw people doing that, and you never know what kind of impact it can have on people, but not just as people as you as well. Like some of the work that I've done, I mean, I think it's helped me just as much as I've helped other people, and I think that's huge.
I know we think of young people like you as great athletes, and you are, but I just, when you see a young person look up to you and know what you represent on Saturday, I know you described it overall, but does it get to you? Do you feel like, man, it pushes you even harder to stand tall?
Yeah, like it's kind of not that they're depending on you, but it's a different type of weight on your shoulders when people are, I guess, depending on you and looking at you a certain way. Just being able to, do the right things, be in the right light. Because like I mean, I most of the kids I was in their shoes one day, and I want them to realize that just because they're there doesn't mean they can't be where I'm at today. It's because it's not about where you start, it's about where you finish, and I think that's the biggest thing I try to get across.
When to go back for 1 second though, Malachi, I know it's hard to remember, but we all remember different things growing up. But did you envision, even when things were difficult and challenging, what you needed to do, what you ultimately ended up doing? Did you? I mean, you're at the highest level of college football. Everyone's already talking about your next career. Not that that's important at the moment, but how did you get through some of the tougher times?
Yeah, I think I really just leaned in on my family and my faith. I think that that was the biggest thing for me, just realizing, that my family and my faith would get me through it. And that God won't put me through anything that I can't handle. As long as I have my family there to support me, and as long as I keep God in my corner, I can do anything that I put my mind to. And it's weird because through all the stuff that I went through, me and my family went through when I was little, I always had a ball in my hand. It doesn't matter if it was football or basketball. I always had something, and I just kind of, it was always like an outlet for me, just to be able to be in that space, be in that area. And I think that's kind of led me to where I am today.
That is truly remarkable. Before you go, we want to just have a little fun and show the audience just they know how humble you are. We want to show them how great you are by showing a couple of interceptions. This one this year versus Clemson. That's the one that Kirby called the best player. Can you describe what in the world you are doing here? I mean, I can't even bend down and touch my toes.
Yeah, it was it's weird in that stadium, man. The lights, if you catch the ball in the wrong light, you'll lose it. And I kind of lost it for a second. But I saw his speed change, and once I turned my head around, I lost it. Then I saw it like at the last second. Then I just kind of jumped, and I probably jumped a little bit too early, but I came down with the ball. So
Yeah, the other one we showed was I believe it was your first game where you
yes,
had
sir.
that epic. I mean, Malachi, you didn't really waste any time, did you, by letting everybody know who you were?
No, no, no. You know, time is crucial. So I wanted to jump right into it.
Well, they look pretty identical to me. Well, we've had a great time talking to you. We'll let you get back to work. I know the game's around the corner. That will consume all of your teammates and everybody who's a dog fan. But thank you for making time and sharing your story with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It was our pleasure. Malachi Starks, the All-American from the University of Georgia.